Lifelong learning is important in every industry. Of course, ag is no exception, but it can be really hard to find time for farmers to take extended courses or trainings. But if you have 5 minutes, you have time for a great new series from Erica Bierstrom. Good morning.
Good morning.
Introduce us to the 5-minute farm focus and why you felt there was a need for it.
It kind of sort of came out of having to be at home or not on the farm during COVID, and I wanted to get some videos where farmers could still continue to learn a little bit while I still had the ability to go out to a farm or two here and there. So they sort of just were born out of that.
What are some of the topics that you've tackled so far?
Crossbreeding. Basically, I'll back up a little bit. Okay. The whole point of the videos is to focus on one topic on the farm or one management practice on the farm that farmers are using to improve the health and well-being of the herd. Okay. So I've been focusing on one specific thing. Okay. And some of the topics that I've been focusing on are accelerated calf feeding, crossbreeding, automated collars, motion detectors or motion activity collars, okay. Using genetics to improve a healthier cow, and I'm working on one right now for cold weather calf care.
Wow, what great time to be yes. filming that. A little chilly for you. You were out at Synergy Dairy. That was we were actually out there ourselves talking about cold weather with them a few weeks ago. What did you hear from them when it comes to calf care?
First of all, I try to focus on farms that I know are doing a super good job
sure.
at whatever the specific topic is. And I know that Synergy Dairy does an amazing job raising their calves. Mm. And when I went out there, she really focused on making sure those calves get a great start, making sure they have plenty to eat, and just making sure every single day you're very consistent with them.
And I love they're doing so much with classrooms, and do you hope that people other than farmers get a chance to peek at these videos for a glimpse into the day-to-day life?
I've actually gotten some feedback from people who are not farmers,
okay.
from outside of the country actually as well, and people really like them. They're to the point, they're very farmer friendly, and they're informative.
Let's talk about another topic you mentioned was the crossbreeding. For people who aren't familiar with what we're doing when we talk about that, give us an explanation.
Oh, crossbreeding is very common in the beef industry, okay. but with dairy, people like to kind of stick with the straight bred cow, purebred Holstein, because they don't want to lose some of the genetics that they have with that specific breed. The one video that I did with the farm was with the white-faced British or continental breed of beef, essentially, in okay. Europe, but they're using them here in the United States. They're called a Fleckvey, and they're very, very popular. It's an extremely popular breed in Europe, and one of the most popular breeds in the world, actually. And that particular farm is doing a really great job with that.
Why is it important for farmers to share these stories? And I'm certain you're looking for more participants, right?
We are looking for more participants. It's important for farmers to share these stories because I went to them knowing that they're doing an extraordinary job with that specific management practice. Mm-hmm. And if I can get those people to share their story, I want other farmers to learn a little bit about what these farmers are doing and hopefully implement it on their own farm.
You have
or
a lot
try
of
something new.
Yeah, you have a lot of. I always love your newsletter. It always highlights not only the farm focus, but other things happening. Anything you want to highlight for people that they need to get signed up for now?
Yes, we have focus on forage coming up. We have an entire series of webinars coming up through Extension. They can go to Farm Ready Research and just Google that, UW Extension, and it'll come up, and there's all sorts of different topics that they can sign up for. We also have the CAFO meetings coming up on the 15th and 16th of February. That's all online this year. Okay. And we also have the Animal Wellbeing Conference coming up on the 22nd next month. And Sarah will be here next week to talk about that one.
We look forward to hearing more about those. I encourage you to sign up for newsletters from a lot of different counties because it's interesting to see the different topics and research that are coming out of them, even if they're in your surrounding area. Thank you, Erica, for the work that you're doing. We look forward to more 5-minute farm focus.
Okay, thanks.